The wine hit first, cold, red, seeping into white silk like a spreading confession. Then the microphone screeched as my sister tore it from the stand. "She thinks she's better than all of us!" Laughter stalled, glasses froze mid-air. My husband's hand tightened around mine, but I didn't look at him. I watched my mother rush forward, wrap my sister in practiced softness, and whisper, "Sweetheart, it's okay. Weddings are emotional." That was the moment I understood the hierarchy and my place in it. I said nothing. I dabbed my dress. I smiled like a woman who didn't realize she'd just been declared disposable in front of everyone she loved. Silence is a language. I speak it fluently. My sister and I grew up sharing walls and secrets. I was the quiet one, the organizer, the one who cleaned up after storms and called it loyalty. She was fire, loud, adored, forgiven before she ever apologized. If she fell, I was told to cushion the landing. I funded her mistakes, covered her lies, took the blame when it was easier than watching her cry. At every family gathering, I shrank so she could expand. When I got engaged, she congratulated me with a smile that never reached her eyes. When I planned the wedding, she volunteered for everything: music, seating, toasts. I told myself it meant support. It meant access. I noticed the small things first: vendor emails redirected, a seating chart altered without asking, my name misspelled on a proof she approved. When I asked questions, she laughed. "You're so controlling." My mother echoed it. "Let your sister help." So I let her. The night before the wedding, I found the backup folder on my laptop, auto-synced, forgotten. Inside were drafts she never meant to send, messages to cousins, friends, even my ex, screenshots of texts twisted into narratives, a playlist renamed with a joke at my expense, a speech outline titled Truth Bomb. I didn't cry. I exhaled. Pain is loud. Planning is quiet. I postponed nothing. I changed everything. By sunrise, I had copies stored in 3 places. I looped in the venue manager, who owed me after I saved her job last year. I called a lawyer friend, asked one question, and listened. I activated a clause in the event insurance no one reads. I redirected the live stream to a private archive. And I waited. At the reception, when the wine flew and the mic screamed, I cataloged reactions: who flinched, who smiled, who looked relieved someone else finally said it. My sister basked in the moment, drunk on permission. I stayed silent. That night, after the last guest left and my husband slept, I pressed send. By morning, my sister's screams woke the entire block, not from pain, from consequences. Her phone detonated first, the speech drafts posted, the texts, context restored, the playlist name screenshotted, the live stream clip edited to show the wine, the mic, my mother's whisper, no commentary, just timestamps. Then came the emails. The vendors she'd handled forwarded invoices she rerouted to herself. The charity she bragged about volunteering for received proof of the donations she'd pocketed. Her employer got the archived live stream, policy violations highlighted in yellow. I didn't need to accuse. I let the pattern speak. By noon, my mother called me, voice thin. "You didn't have to do this." I looked at my stained dress hanging in the closet, already cleaned, the mark still faintly there if you knew where to look. "I didn't," I said. I stopped preventing it. The family group chat fractured. Cousins asked questions she couldn't answer. Friends went quiet. Invitations vanished. The narrative she curated collapsed under its own weight. That afternoon she came to my door. Her mascara had given up. Her hands shook. She tried anger first, then tears, then the oldest trick. "Why do you hate me?" I studied her like a solved puzzle. "I don't," I said. "I just don't protect you anymore." She left screaming my name, the sound sharp enough to carry. Neighbors peeked through blinds. Accountability is loud when it's new. The fallout was surgical. She lost her job by Wednesday. The charity pressed charges. The venue billed her directly. Friends she'd leaned on leaned away. My mother stopped calling for a while. Silence traveled up the family tree, pruning as it went. I didn't gloat. I curated. I archived. I blocked. Weeks later, I wore my wedding dress again, not to forgive it, but to remember who I was when it happened. A woman who chose stillness over spectacle. A woman who learned that mercy without boundaries is just delayed harm. I loved my sister once. That's the truth. I love myself now. That's the upgrade. Justice doesn't need a microphone. It needs timing. And I have excellent timing.